Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Friends from Work. I'm Tom, this is Sean, and on today's episode we are going to be reviewing Netflix original movie Murder Mystery 2 starring Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston. But before we do that, do us a favor, leave a like right now, subscribe down below, follow us on TikTok and Instagram, and yeah, let's get right into it. Spoilers, yeah.
Spoilers.
You're slacking on it. This is the most efficient intro I've ever done in my life. So I'll take the lead, and then you kind of go off the first few points I want to bring up. In general, I was entertained. It gave me, in my opinion, I got another simple watch. Like, you don't have to go too much into it. It gave me like a not old classic Adam Sandler vibe, but like recently he's been doing a lot more serious roles. And the last funny movie I think he did, correct me if I'm wrong, was it Hubie Halloween? Yeah, that was absolute garbage.
Yeah,
the worst Netflix movie I've ever seen. Worst Adam Sandler movie by far.
No, it's not the worst Netflix movie I've ever seen. John Henry's the worst movie I've ever
That's not
seen.
an original though, is it?
Is it?
It's not.
I thought it was.
No,
It
Netflix.
didn't come out in theater. That movie did not
No,
come
I'm
out
not.
in
But
theater.
I'm not saying Netflix produced it. It could have like went straight to DVD
I
type.
think it was a Netflix
type
movie. Let's
thing.
look it up.
But yeah, no. So watching this again I was entertained, and like I said, it felt like a classic Adam Sandler flick. Simpler. It was a simple plot, but since it was such a simple plot, it made it pretty predictable. But yeah, Sean.
I'd say it's definitely an easy watch. Obviously,
What is happening, dude?
John Henry, the official trailer. It didn't say Netflix on the poster.
Yeah.
I really like Murder Mystery. It was, like you said, easy watch. It does a simple thing. I'm guessing Adam Sandler just has a contract with them. And
Yeah,
has
he
to put
does.
out
It's like a
movie.
10 Adam.
Yeah,
not 10 Adam movie. Well, I guess it is Ted Adams
yeah,
movies.
he's got to put 10 movies out.
Yeah.
So they're pretty like thrown together pretty quickly.
Yeah. It was an hour and a half on the dot.
Oh yeah, it was. I watched it pretty quickly. It's easy to watch. A bunch of goofy stuff. I will say Jennifer Aniston looks like she's finally starting to get old.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
She didn't look as young.
Only took her 60 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, nothing against her. I mean, she's still, nice
beautiful,
looking lady.
yeah.
Yeah, like just saying, like her mom face is coming in, where her skin's not tight to her bones anymore. But yeah, she still did a good job, and it was really funny. I thought she was a little funnier than Adam Sandler in this movie. I thought they made him like a bumbling idiot, which I don't like. Like he's like if you ever, I don't know, Tom definitely has seen, but like Columbo, where like back in the day, Columbo was like a detective where like it was an hour show where he was just an idiot the whole time, and at the end he'd be like, I knew all along, I'm actually a genius. Like, and I feel like that's how Adam Sandler was in the movie. Where,
Well, I
like,
knew the shooting. That was always a thing in the first one too. Like,
I know. I'm just saying, like, even then, like, he'd be goofy, and then all of a sudden he'd be like, I know exactly what happened. Or like, he can't shoot, but he's excellent at hand-to-hand combat. Like, how does that work? Like, he's like, I can't hit a guy right in front of me, but I can beat up 3 guys in the back of a van by myself.
Yeah.
Like, so that part is like just weird. So it's like they make him this bumbling idiot, except for when he doesn't need to be a bumbling idiot, and then he's a spy. So that part's kind of silly. But the jokes were funny. I won't say the killer who wasn't who I thought it was.
Mark Strong and the sister.
Yeah, I didn't think it was her for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess everybody was a suspect, but
Yeah.
honestly, she was like the last person I thought it was.
Yeah.
For that. Maybe I should.
Because they didn't really focus on her a lot.
Yeah, she didn't have like a reason to do it.
No,
Like,
she wasn't overzealous. But it was funny. Some of the tropes I like. That's what I give this credit to, because it knew it was a very simple, and like I said earlier, predictable movie, and it made fun of itself. So like when they were captured by Cantress.
the 2 sisters.
Yeah, the two sisters, and he was like, "This is a classic. She's gonna betray you. She's gonna double time you, or whatever it's called," and she gets shot, and he's like, "We told you, it's clear as day." And then they're like, "How are we gonna get out of this?" They're about to get shot, and then bam. And she's like, triple backstab. I'm like, it's like the stuff like that is really
just
funny.
silliness in it where you're like, why would they say that? But you're like, you'd think it would ruin the movie, but it doesn't.
No, it does. Like I said, with the quote unquote, no, it's not quote unquote, pretty corny jokes.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler's always done a really good job.
Yeah, I mean, his movies are
timing.
always corny jokes.
Yeah.
Like some of his most iconic jokes are super corny.
Yeah,
and
but it's always the timing.
It's like his timing and delivery where he's like,
and they don't overdo it.
And Happy Gilmore where he's like, you eat shit for breakfast, like that. Like, I don't. If he never would have said that, that wouldn't have been fun. Now it's funny now forever, like my whole entire life. But like in the Sun thing, it's just like like the stupid joke that like a little kid would make, like when you knew that's not what he meant. Like, And I guess the use of like this movie was full of a bunch of goofy moments where you're like, what the hell?
I liked it when everyone kept coming in the room.
Oh,
in the beginning.
yeah.
God.
And she's like, maybe it's the killer. He's like, I kind of hope it is. I'm tired of this right now.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like a lot of fun and like they. So I'm trying to think. Yeah, Hubie Halloween's what I want to compare it to because that was the last.
Halloween, I don't know.
Well, because what it felt like to me is correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but the last comedy he did was Hubie Halloween. So compare and contrast those two. Yeah.
Or whatever,
they did a 3.
Did they? Right? I don't know.
No, I think it was just 2.
Just 2. Let me look again.
But yeah, no, like with that movie with Hubie Halloween, it just felt like it was like, oh, we're just doing an impression, It felt like he was like kind of like mindlessly going through that movie. And then with this one, it felt like he stuck to the character and like still kept his comedic aspects to it. But yeah, watching this movie though, it kind of it gave me thought. I actually thought about this today and recently with our channel in general. I can't really recall the last time. I guess Creed 3, because I've been thinking about that a lot recently. But in general, like there hasn't been a movie with like really good substance lately. Like I watched Burned, the one with Bradley Cooper that came out in 2012 the other day. I love that movie. That was a great movie. It was like an hour 40, so good watch. But I'm just trying to think of something like that. Like I don't mind these movies, but I like to switch it up. Like you don't want to have the same dinner.
I guess
every
that's
day.
true. I can't really think of anything either that was like that isn't like a comic book movie.
Yeah, we watched. What was the last thing? It was Creed 3, Cocaine Bear. That's a goat movie.
John Wick.
Yeah, John Wick, Ant-Man.
Yeah, they're all just like blockbuster movies.
Yeah.
I guess Creed 3, but that again, that's a blockbuster. But you're right, it had some substance to it.
Out of everything.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess I've been arguing this point in time. I guess I just can't really think of it. Like, I guess movies are just gonna be superhero movies.
Yeah,
now.
I think this year that we have some good movies coming out. We got substance-based movies. So we got a Christopher Nolan movie coming, Oppenheimer.
A Christopher Nolan movie, substance movie. Nolan.
Yeah, I mean he's not known. I mean obviously Dark Knight, but
didn't Tarantino just come out with something not too long ago?
He's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But that was when I was in high school.
No, after that, he's come out with like multiple things after that.
No, he hasn't. That was his his 10th and final film. He's working on it right now. Yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is his most recent film. He's only released like
2019.
Yeah.
No, I thought one of those Netflix movies was over.
No, he hasn't dropped any Netflix movies.
I can't think of any. Just like with a good, nothing really with like an actual plot of a movie where it's just
or like a think piece or something like that.
Yeah, no,
some depth. Yeah, and it's been kind of disappointing because I like a variety. Like I said, I don't mind this. I don't mind these movies, but it's like recently I've been really feeling. I'm like, oh my goodness, like I can't. Like I can watch it, but like I get so like it just feels like repeating itself in a way of like my viewing experience.
I had this conversation with someone. I think it was more so about video games, but I think it bleeds into movies as well. Like people are just too critical now. Like nobody can enjoy anything, and then if you don't enjoy it, people like you want to make sure like everyone else hates it too.
Yeah.
Like they can't just be like, all right, I didn't like that movie. I'm gonna go live my life now.
Yeah.
Like they're like, nope, I'm gonna trash it. And anytime anybody asks me, I'm gonna trash it. Like. And then people are like, well, I don't want to watch it. And then it's like maybe in 3 months when it's on HBO Max, they'll catch it. But they're like, well, I'm not going to go sit in the movie theater. This guy said it was horrible.
Right.
Like, and it goes more into other points we've been making if you watch us. Like movies are so long now where it's like, okay, they said the movie's trash. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes. I'm not going to see it.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be one thing if it was 90 minutes. Somebody said it was trash.
Yeah. Or even just 2 hours on the dot.
Yeah. But like now it's 3 hour movie. You said it was trash. Now, you know what I mean? Am I going to risk going? The Rotten Tomato scores are up and down.
Yeah.
Those don't even matter anymore because it's like if you make an LGBTQ joke, you're getting a bad score.
Yeah.
It's like, can you have a movie and also you can have a good movie and have an insensitive joke in there, and it's like not to the people on Rotten Tomatoes. You can't like. They're like, oh, Dave Chappelle. They gave Dave Chappelle stand-up a 0. Like, he's the GOAT. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the critic score was like 2% or something. Like, he's the GOAT. It was clearly funny. Like, if you like the LGBT or trans joke or not, it was still funny. And they like, so again, you can't get a proper rating from the critics, even really from your friends.
Social media.
Social media is just
part.
like, and it's just weird. Like, and I guess we've been discussing this, and I kind of was saying, nah, maybe it's more a conspiracy thing. I just trying to think of a good I think people make good shows now, and because
the shows
it
are
gives
phenomenal.
them time Like
To
they got
flesh
10
out.
hours
Yeah.
to do this. Like,
And we don't feel that.
yeah,
There's a
exactly.
difference.
Like, and now people are just really critical of movies and like, oh, if I
Yeah.
want to make a think piece, I'm just gonna make a TV show.
Yeah, I brought up Burnt because I wanted to go with his point, and he's been really prominent on this point of keeping the movies 2 hours max.
Especially something like that.
Yeah, Burnt was a great example of that. It was a great movie. It was my first time seeing it. I saw it like pop up on TikTok because I've been seeing random clips of it. I was like, oh, I'll check it out. It looks interesting. And I loved it. It was a great movie. It was an hour 40. It didn't spend any time of like the backstory of what happened. It's like focused on the now, and then you learned the backstory as like a conversation like you and I would have. Like it was like a normal way how you would learn about it. It wasn't like some mirage flashback stuff like that. I don't want to go. We're not doing a Burnt review, but I'm bringing it up as an example because that movie was made in 2012. It was an hour 40. It was still like a one-off type thing. So I was like, it balanced the substance and depth that I'm talking about, but with the time. So I was like, that's why I was actually more intrigued to watch. I was like, because I will agree with Sean. A lot of substance or depth-based movies have a long runtime, and it is unfortunate. I do understand why. But also for like example, like I'll use us as an example. We're really busy. He does another podcast and some other ventures. I got music and other ventures as well. Running this channel alone too. So we're always doing so much stuff, and we have our 9-to-5s as well. So it's hard to be like in our free time when after all of our busy schedules, we really don't have time to watch. We might have time to watch a movie that we may or may not review, but it's not often. Those depth-based movies, I definitely don't have time to. I know you probably don't.
I mean, like, occasionally I do, but
it's so
I have
rare
to watch it. And what'll happen is like I have to watch this movie in 3 different parts now, and then that takes away from your movie. We're like, what the hell happened? Oh, I missed this part. Yeah, it's been 2 days since I watched it. It's like I don't know. Like I said, I guess we're busier and we're also critical, and then it's just your movie gets lost by the wayside. I don't know what they're going to do to try and get a spin back on 3-hour movies, but I just think those are dead because unless your movie's a blockbuster, everybody's got better things to do now. Like there's interesting content on your phone that are 15-minute clips or 10-minute clips. And you're like, oh, I'll watch this in between what I actually have to do instead of, you know what I mean, like knowing that I'm not going to be able to finish a 3-hour movie and be like, oh, I'm just going to watch it in 3 parts. Like that you can't, especially like you said, a movie with some substance. You really can't do that. I can watch Transformers in 3 parts. Who cares? Like, but if it's this movie that's got subtleties that you have to be paying attention to, and it's like an actual story that flows from beginning to end, kind of ruins the experience to watch a 3-hour movie in 2 or 3 different parts.
When you watch the first 40 minutes yesterday, and then you watch 2 hours of it here, and then you watch the last
3
days
30 later,
minutes,
you finally see the end, and then like they're bringing up stuff you like can't even remember, and it's like. Yeah, it was when you asked that question. I couldn't really even think of I guess Babylon. We watched that. Right?
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I said again. I wasn't a huge fan, but it's an okay movie. I just thought it was too long. Like, honestly, I thought it should have been. They should have did like part 1, and then you know what I mean. They would have done the second Roaring '20s part or whatever later. But yeah, I don't know. Our attention spans are down in general.
Oh yeah.
And I just really don't have time to be sitting through a 3-hour movie that I know is not going to be a banger or is not the end of some kind of, you know what I mean, movie that I've been experience that I've been having, like I said, Endgame, No Way Home, stuff like that. Where like I got to see this movie. And Marvel is even getting there to this point where like next time Marvel come out with a 3-hour movie, I'm really gonna like I'm not going to the theater to see that shit unless it's fun. Like I said, I'm probably gonna go see Guardians. Yeah. If Guardians isn't a hit,
I'm excited for Guardians.
If Guardians isn't a hit, I don't know if I'm going to see another.
Have
Marvel
you seen the
movie.
recent posters that they've been dropping? It's all so like you know how like it's typically them lined up all together. You see everyone. These recent posters I saw on Twitter, they're all focusing on Rocket. I know James Gunn's been saying this is Rocket's story. We're gonna learn about him and why he's connected to the villain for this third movie, and it was really cool. So like, you know how they're all standing in general, but this time they zoomed in. You just saw everyone's feet, and then Rocket because obviously he's short. And then it showed like like that caveman ape to man thing, that little drawing. They did that with Rocket, but like as a baby raccoon, and then him developing, and some other cool one stuff. But it's all been focused on Rocket. So, but I haven't been disappointed with any of the Guardians so far. Actually, the first one's great. The second one I enjoyed as well.
It was okay. It was worth watching. Right, again, I'm just saying like they've been underwhelming. Thor was underwhelming.
Yes.
Black Panther. I have my qualms. I just thought it was too long. Yeah. I think I would have liked it a lot more if they cut some of the scenes and it was 2 hours, especially no Chadwick Boseman. Yeah. No, it's not really integral to the storyline either. It's like, why the hell are you making a 3-hour movie? But yeah, like I said, if Guardians isn't a hit, Marvel's gonna be hard pressed to get me to go to the movie theater to see another 3-hour movie that they do. Like,
What is the next Marvel? Is it the Marvels?
Yeah.
I think so, right? I know Secret Invasion's coming up in June.
The spring, I was gonna say that.
June 21st.
I saw those clips look good.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that.
Blue Beetle's trailer looked pretty good.
I haven't watched it yet.
Looked pretty dope to me.
I saw George Lopez in it, and I'm sold.
Yeah, we're big George Lopez fans. It definitely. What was the last thing that just kind of? It kind of looked better than Shazam to me. Like just what was going on, it looked kind of cool.
What, Blue Beetle?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I'll be intrigued in that, but I don't know how. Let's see. Hopefully that's 2 hours. But Shazam was 2 hours. I think DC might be getting the hint. Like you're gonna lose. Like I said, the older people and the younger people. The only people who are gonna watch a 3-hour movie are fans, like real fans. But unfortunately, real fans aren't how you make a bunch of money. Your movie has to be good for casuals. Like,
and that's the reason why
my wife watched all the Disney and Marvel movies. She ain't never read a comic book. She don't know anything about them. She just knew like, oh, it's mainstream.
Yeah.
Like, so I gotta, you know what I mean? I gotta be up to date on this shit. Like, so you gotta get these. Like I said, the movie's gotta get back down to 2 hours to start. Like I said, that's the only way you're gonna get the casuals back into it anyway. Because people are tired of going. Like movie theaters are dying anyway.
Yeah. Did you see what AMC did? AMC specifically, I stopped going there. I mean, I haven't really gone there in a minute, anyways. But in the middle section where like everyone likes to sit, like the middle where the bars and the first few rows behind them as well, they charge extra for those, like $2 extra for like the prime seating, exclusive seating they call it. And then in like the front, like very front first few rows, they're the discounted price for $2 cheaper than an average ticket. And then everywhere else is the standard ticket. Just because
I'm weird. I always like sitting up top, so
yeah.
I don't like anybody behind me while I'm watching the movie. I really don't, unless I have to. So I never thought those spots were the premium. The only thing that it reminds me of like Big Bang Theory when Sheldon's always in there. He's like, and he's always like, I gotta find the perfect spot in the theater. And he keeps switching seats. But like I said, I've never been in the movie theater. Somebody's like, we gotta sit here. This is the best experience. Like,
is Blue Beetle connected? I just thought about that.
I don't know. We didn't even talk about our DC episode. This is a murder mystery.
Yeah,
we're talking about the fucking Blue Beetle, but I don't know. I have no idea, and it's frustrating.
There's no reshoots. Yeah. Like at least I told Sean today, guys. You guys saw it on Twitter. Everyone saw it. Majority at this point by this time the episode comes out. James Gunn has demanded that Flash has reshoots for the ending, or it's having reshoots again. So it ties into the DCU. So I think I did predicting that that DC episode hasn't come out yet. It probably will. I don't know when it actually is.
Discussing tomorrow.
Yeah. No, this will come out tomorrow. But that I think I said I was like I think we're gonna see the official DCU Batman or Superman at the end of the Flash.
I think so too because he knows he has to give us a cookie, a breadcrumb, something.
Because I don't know where it's at.
We're just, like I said, it's so confusing. Like,
can we cancel Aquaman? If we cancel Batgirl, we can. I said that in the DC episode, guys. You'll hear our rant, but let's just say, let's toss it.
Could they cancel Aquaman? I don't think they can. I think it's too big to cancel Aquaman.
I mean,
I don't know. They can't. They stop production of Wonder Woman. I don't know. Does anyone want to? I've never in my entire
I've never heard anyone hyped about Aquaman.
Say like, oh man, I can't wait for fucking Aquaman to go
I mean, if they do, they like to kill children.
The only thing I've heard people talk about is like I don't want to see that movie because Amber Heard's in it. Like that's the only publicity I've heard from that movie. So I don't know, but murder mystery.
Yeah, wow, it's like it's huge.
But I think everybody could take a page out of Adam Sandler's book. I think he just has fun and he makes funny movies. And Adam Sandler's always been the king of making stuff that you can watch, sit on the couch, watch with your wife, your family. Yeah. Everybody can watch it, and it's not too bad. It was corny, funny. There was the part where Jennifer Aniston kills a guy, and she's like, "I don't want to be a mass murderer," and then she stabs a guy, and she's like, "Well, now you're a mass murderer."
Yeah.
Like, like I said, a little goofy stuff with the whole family can enjoy. And Adam Sandler makes movies for the people.
He just won a Mark Twain award recently.
Yeah, like I said, he makes movies for the people. I think a lot of these movies are outthinking themselves and trying to make it this monumental thing. Or like
overdo whatever
really
their
niche.
genre
It's really in the genre. It's like I don't know. That's not going to work unless the genre is something that everyone loves. Like, like Marvel or Disney, or you know what I mean. But it's like if it's anything else, it's not going to do that well. Like trying to stay in your niche. Like everything's got to be for everybody, for the whole family, especially movies, because people got families. They want to take their kids. They want to take their girlfriend. They don't want to,
etc. Yeah,
exactly. They don't want to be some dudes like, oh, am I going to take my girlfriend to see, you know what I mean, Thor: Love and Thunder? She might not like that,
right.
or you know what I mean, or Guardians of the Galaxy. She doesn't watch that shit.
Right.
Like, and even then, if she does, like, well, if you want to see this, you got to watch these 13 other movies and these 2 TV shows. Like,
yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was like, when you said that people go too into their niche or genre, or whatever they're discussing. So like, this movie is described as an action or a comedy. I would put it under comedy. But like I said, it has a good blend. It has a couple of drama scenes where it felt like a very the emotion has some good parts. Obviously the comedy was great. But the action as well was entertaining. It didn't feel awkward or anything like that. Adam Sandler moved fluently enough for being his age. He wasn't doing backflips. Like it felt like very like,
so like it could have happened. Build. It's still like it's goofy that it did, but it was realistic. Like he wasn't like punching one person and they're completely knocked out. Like he was getting beat up a little bit, things like that. The most unrealistic thing was he couldn't hit anybody with a gun. Like
I was just thinking the first movie too.
Yeah.
So I wasn't too mad at that.
I know. I'm just saying like that's like the most unrealistic. Like he's an ex-cop who can't hit somebody.
That's the funniest part. I don't know why I find it so funny, but it is. But yeah, I think my favorite cameo was the girl from 22 Jump Street when she came in. She's like, Gary, at the end.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then her and the inspector fall in love. That was great. But I wanted to ask you this before we do our ratings and head out here. Do you think this movie can be as entertaining? Do you think the only reason the movie was this entertaining was because of the cast? Mainly Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston, and their chemistry they have on screen? Or do you think you can put other people there and it could be as equally, if not more, entertaining? And if so, who?
I'll definitely say who they were plays a part in it. I don't think you could just put anybody in there. I'm sure if they did Murder Mystery with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, it'd be more interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some better actors per se. I mean, Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler are legends in the Hall of Fame, whatever you want to call them. They're going to get all the awards. But you know what I mean? They're like they're not known for their acting chops.
No,
like,
Adam recently got released.
Yeah, Jennifer Aniston's a pretty face who's just been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
And not to say she's not good, but
she's
not like she doesn't have any Oscars
super depth.
Or anything.
Yeah,
no.
she's a great actress, but she's not like a Matthew McConaughey
or Streep or you know what I mean.
I was thinking, what's it? Well, I just thought of his name. Or I'll go with this recently. Anna Taylor-Joy. She was in the Menu. Like that's like a substance. What I'm saying.
Like, and I like Jennifer Aniston, but neither is Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Like, so they are good, and they have great chemistry. They've done like 5 movies together where they're like boyfriend girlfriend type thing already now. So they do have great chemistry, but I do think they're like, it's kind of what it reminded me of really is like Glass Onion.
I thought about that too.
It's like just like that. Where like it was a great movie. Like you get the right cast who can be funny and serious. Yeah. Edward Norton's like that. Like there's other people in the movie who are like that. So I think, like I said, I like that Netflix and these are doing some movies like that because they are entertaining, especially on your streaming service. Netflix does have a few movies that I think are good that never went to theaters. I can't think of the names. Maybe we'll do an episode about
Netflix originals or like movies that Netflix put on.
I don't know actually. I guess I'd have to see it because some they're like for the longest time I thought Shot Callers was a Netflix movie because I never saw the preview or the trailer or anything. But I guess I kind of lost my train of thought.
Netflix has some good movies on there.
Oh yeah, there are some low key good movies on there. I know we're talking about some of the ones that came out in theaters, but there are some low key ones on there that I've watched in the past that I liked. And I think Netflix I don't think you can get B-listers and do this. Yeah. I think I know you like Cocaine Bear, but I think Cocaine Bear was kind of like that and there wasn't enough A-listers in it, and I think that's where it kind of flopped.
I wouldn't be I don't disagree with that. Like I said, I enjoyed it, but I think
it would have been funnier if like Adam Sandler was in it, then I think,
or someone on that level.
Yeah,
I get
except
what you mean.
Somebody funnier. Yeah. So I don't think like they couldn't have made Murder Mystery with like Theo Vaughn and the people, you know what I mean, or some like if Tom Segura was in it. As much as I like Tom Segura, I don't think it would have been as funny if Adam Sandler was in it. But like maybe if they got Brad Pitt or George Clooney or somebody like that, who's like kind of funny and.
Fuck, I totally forgot. But go on.
Yeah, like I said, if they get somebody like that, they can keep doing it. And I like movies like that. Like
Ryan Gosling, I feel like
Ryan Gosling, Ryan Reynolds, like somebody who could, you know what I mean, be goofy. Yeah. Will Ferrell, like there's plenty of people you could find some people. Yeah. Steve Carell probably do a great job in something like this. But Yeah, they should try and like. Who cares? Like, swing and a miss, if you know what I mean. I think everyone's so afraid to make a movie that people don't like, and I think we love Adam Sandler because he's not afraid to do that.
Yeah, that's saying he's had a couple flops. Yeah, he took it on the chin.
Exactly. He'll laugh it off. Hey, I made a movie. His friends made a bunch of money. You know what I mean? We thought the idea was good. We thought people might like it. You didn't. You know what I mean? On to the next one.
So what would you rate it?
I'd probably give it like a 6.
Okay.
I didn't hate it. Probably won't ever watch it again. But I wasn't bored. I laughed a bunch of times. It wasn't wasting my time. Like I said, if my wife wanted to watch it or something, I might sit down and watch it again. But it wasn't a waste of my time.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was 90 minutes. I can always squeeze 90 minutes in every now and then. Like I said, I was kind of doing some other stuff too. But like, if it was 3 hours, I never would have watched it.
Yeah, that would have been hard too. I gave it a 5.7. Mostly because, like I said, it is an Adam Sandler film. But like I said, it's a very, very simple movie. And I've been like debating on how I want to start rating things. I think in general I'm just gonna start giving general ratings out. So I'm like, oh well, this is a comedy, Adam Sandler. Like I just from now on when I give my ratings, it's generally speaking of all movies across the board.
I try to, unless it's like Transformers,
right? Yeah,
like because then it's not fair. Like they didn't make that movie. Like if I give it a 2 and it's like 2 based on acting and like I don't know, it's kind of some of those. But I agree. Like I try to be where it's like. Not to give it too much grace. Some I do where it's like it's such a niche movie that it's kind of hard to grade.
There are exceptions, but generally speaking, I do want to start. That's why I'm going to start grading. That's why I've been recently behind the scenes. Like I haven't announced that prior, but it feels like I have to because, like I said, it got to a point in my head. I'm like, oh well,
because you'll make excuses for it.
And I can't.
You know what I mean? You'll be like, oh, it's a better movie because it's a murder mystery on Netflix. Oh, okay, so it doesn't have to be a 10.
Yeah, you guys have plenty of time to watch it. No rush. I haven't seen too many spoilers, and even if it gets spoiled, this movie could be spoiled. It's not going to be a big deal.
You're not going to see any spoilers to the murder mystery.
Like
that'd be hilarious. You got on Twitter like she did it. Murder mystery ruined. Movie ruined.
Like I said, like spoilers with this movie doesn't really matter because you can watch it. And yeah, the acting was fine. It was just like a fun time. That's all. That's the best way I can describe it. Is like anytime Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston do a movie, it's always a fun time. I think Just Go With It's 10 times better than this. With a million times better.
Just
honestly.
Go With It. What's the other one? I'm trying to think. Blended.
No, that was
that's
Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, you're right.
They did Murder Mystery 1. If we count that.
No, Just Go With the hot blonde chick that they bring up.
Yeah,
that movie's hilarious.
Yeah, that was great. I watched that movie a million times.
That movie's really fun.
That was just really good.
That's what Nick Swartzen's in that movie too, right? He's like that German guy or whatever.
Was she in I totally just forgot. I totally had just a brain fart. Bedtime Stories, whatever that movie was called. Where you know what I'm talking about?
I think I do. I don't think that's
Was she in it?
I don't know. No, I can't remember.
But yeah, anyways.
For some reason I thought she was in Blended, but no, that's
no,
right.
Drew Barrymore. But yeah, guys, that is it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have, do us a favor, leave a like right now. Subscribe down below. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Links are on the screen and down below. Other than that, I am Tom. This is Sean, and we'll see you guys next episode. Take care.